So hello everybody, it's Wyvern here with a continuation of our Let's Play of Sanctus Reach, the Legacy of the Weirdboy campaign. Last time around we did one of the story missions, the Ludas here, which leaves us with two more story missions left. The last video was very long, it was almost 2 hours long I think, and so I'm hoping to keep this one a little shorter. Definitely hoping not to go quite for that amount of time, to make it that long and kind of tedious. So unfortunately some of the battles here can be very long. So I'm gonna try to keep it a little shorter here. But fortunately these are just sort of normal skirmish missions, so this shouldn't be too much of a problem. So we'll just do this first one over here, the Hollow Hills, which is mission size small, force size medium, and engagement type, so should be decent. If you guys have, we are of course playing on the hardest difficulty. If you guys have any if you guys have any opinions about, because chances are the upcoming story missions will be kind of lengthy, just like the last one. I'd assume. I can't really see them being much shorter. So if you guys have preferences, if you guys would rather see them kind of see the story missions divided up into like multiple parts, rather than just one single block, be sure to post down in the comments, and yeah, so I know, because obviously last time it was just one huge blob. So basically we're just pushing into each other and duking it out over some objectives. So let's see what we got. Definitely getting flash kits. I don't even need to see anything else to know I'm gonna bring those. Def Kappas are kind of mad. They do good amounts of damage, which is very nice. I'm gonna take a killer can here. Pain Boy. Is this in second unit of? Oh, there's a battle wagon and some flash kits, which is awesome. Storm Boys aren't bad. Unfortunately, this means I have very low money now. I can't get a Weird Boy. I can't get a Krumpa. That leaves me with very little money. I could get a unit of Slugganobs. Is this a fungus bomb? It is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get these sluggas, and that's probably gonna be it. That's it, really. I guess this is a very small mission. I don't really have access to all that much, and hopefully I can just make the most of these mech units. It's got everything starting right off the bat. We don't really get to control where we deploy, which is a little unfortunate. Oh no, never mind. We do get to deploy. Okay, cool. So the contested objective is over here on the far side. So what we're going to do is we're going to deploy over here. Put the Slugganobs over here. They're our cheap holding force. I'm going to throw the killer can over behind the rock. Pain Boy completely behind the rock because I don't want him taking fire. Heroes in this game are very susceptible to ranged fire, and I just don't want to lose them immediately. Could put those guys there. Put these flash kits. What do they have? Weird bomb. That one's kind of mad. I really don't like. Honestly, I don't really like that grenade. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. So I'm gonna deploy these guys over there. Move the wagon up. Maybe move this up to here. And I think that's really it for my units. These flash kits are set up in position to kind of cover. It doesn't really look like, unless my opponent has flying units, he won't really be able to access this back line, so I'm not too concerned. Obviously, Space Marines do have quite a few different flying units, so they could possibly, but that's it, I guess. That end turn, I guess, and let things develop. Definitely gotta be careful, because if they have, for example, Dreadnoughts, this could go very poorly. I can load up in here and push forward a little bit. We still do want to be very cautious. There's a Wolfguard Terminator over there. I'm not too concerned about the Blood Claws. And as you can see, that was a nice little crit there. And unfortunately, this guy seems to be out of range. Of course, the orc shooting is terrible at long range, so I can't really expect to hit all that often. 4 damage. But I'm trying to whittle down that Terminator because he's what I'm worried about most at the moment. I'm going to push forward a little bit. I still want to be... I should be a little cautious. Unfortunately, these guys are out of range. And I'm going to rotate my hull to face forward. I don't necessarily want to engage the flash kits just yet. I'll push up these orc sluggas, see if I can spot anything. It doesn't really look like there's much I can spot, actually. It's just unfortunate. But I don't really want to push up these flash kits just yet because I'm not sure if I have a flanking force that needs dealing with. Oh, we do get a decent amount of shooting there. These blood claws won't do well because all this fire coming into them. Yeah, they can shoot a little bit, but I do have that medic, so I can just disengage him and have him heal these guys up, or drop him off from the machine. Weirdly enough, this guy decided not to open fire. I don't know if he's been that demoralized. That's dead though. Can't complain. Gonna mow down these blood claws and take no damage in return and wipe him out. Cool. Alright, so what we can do now is we can actually, because I don't want to overextend. If I overextend, that would be very bad, and I don't know, obviously it would be bad. I'm going to boogie on over to the flank here. Move the machine back. I'm going to make sure it's facing forward, because if my opponent all of a sudden gets units, that could get flank shots. I definitely don't want to be dealing with that. I'm going to move this guy behind the flash kits, and then going to use Doc's tools on him to heal them for whatever little HP they're missing. I'm going to rotate these guys so that the reaction arc is over to that side. I could actually lob this. You know what? I think what I'm actually going to do, I could actually throw this weird bomb. It does block line of sight. I'm actually going to throw it over there and use it as a kind of zoning tool just to block this area off, so that if my opponent gets new units, say dreadnoughts or something, and wants to shoot in here, he won't really be able to do that, because hopefully the line of sight will be blocked. And yeah, these guys are kind of sitting tight, and I could probably push them around a little bit. I want to be really careful. I'm a little scared that, because with the way the drop pods over, I don't know if that's something that you also get in the Space Marine campaign. I'm not entirely. I have no clue. I should be able to mow this guy down. There we go. Nice. Like I said, I don't know if that's something you get in the Space Marine campaign, the drop pods. If that's like, or if that's just a mechanic for the Orc campaign to make things more challenging. But the way it's been, the fact that the Space Marines get immediately get to fire the moment those drop pods come in has been making life fairly miserable. If they just kind of, there's not much to say. They just kind of jump on top of me and they nuke me down. That it just makes life pretty miserable. And holy heck, that was unexpected. I'm gonna fire a rocket into them, make their life miserable. Unfortunately, this unit does not have self-repair, and there's no. I should be able to get. There we go, in a flanking position, and mow these guys down. Perfect. And actually, I might actually get to level this battle wagon up. The battle wagons are so good. Compared to rhinos, for example, rhinos don't really seem to perform anywhere near as well. Of course, the Space Marine transports. I'm going to open fire on these Wolfguard Termies because for some reason, is that the only... Oh, I forgot. I already opened fire on the Space Marine. So I'm kind of trying to worm my way forward using that zoning tool there. Unfortunately, I can't use this guy to repair anything, or he can't repair units, so bit of a problem there. And of course, I don't want to just move away with these slugs. Actually, it's looking like I have visual control of most of that area, so this should be okay. I should be able fine moving my troops away. I definitely got to be careful though, because there you can hear that. That is a lot of there's wolf cav over here. They'll shoot a little bit, which is practically irrelevant. They can't really damage walkers very well. But that's a lot of Space Marines. And that's a much bigger threat. The Terminators do ridiculous amounts of damage, and these are just flamers too. So the flamers aren't really a threat. Gonna wipe out those sky claws, and then we're just gonna, I suppose, duck away. Really, Grey Hunters with flamers aren't really are really basically non-threat. The biggest problem is these Wolfguard Termies. Unfortunately, the Orc rockets are incredibly inaccurate, and it is definitely a little annoying to try to hit with them. I could move this up and try to mow down these Wolf Guard. The Wolf Guard are definitely the most threatening unit as far as I'm concerned. I'm not really as worried about anything else. I can move this guy forward though and lob a fungus bomb over there. Unfortunately, I can't heal anything, so I'm going to just fall back. There's Grey Hunters, which are a bit of a threat, as well as Wolfguard Termies. I'm going to try to get some flank fire into them. The morale isn't really going to do very much, honestly, because there's so many high morale units near them that they're going to be practically unaffected. I'm going to move these guys close in, going to set them up on a reaction fire over around this way, so that if the Space Marines try to flank, they'll be ready. It looks like the Space Marines are plowing into this flank over here, so I'm going to just try to set myself up to counter that. Unfortunately, this guy can't move anymore. I can't really do anything. Yeah, that's basically it. They are taking damage from the chem, which is good. Or no, is it chemical? Would it be chemical weapons? I guess it would be. The fungus stick bombs. They're taking some pot shots at me. Unfortunately, these guys are still visible. I'm not entirely sure why or how that is, but definitely don't appreciate it. Fortunately, those Termies are being forced to back off a little bit. I simply don't know how much reinforcements the Space Marines still have on the field, and not knowing is definitely making me a little worried. I'm able to mess up those guys a little bit. As you can see, the poison gas is kind of dissipated, or not the poison gas, the whatever it is, this kind of smoke or weird grenade or whatever it is, it's kind of dissipated. I'm able to wipe out those annoying blood claws over there, and now I'm going to be able to kind of tear through these swift claws pretty quickly. They'll get some return fire, which doesn't really matter. Actually, it does matter. I guess it's doing some damage. And it looks like I'm not able to wipe them out, which is really not good. Fortunately, I do have these guys over here. One of the problems, maybe it's not. I guess it's not a really well. It's not necessarily a problem, but it's kind of disappointing in some ways. Is the fact that high-end units in this game are so much more valuable than bad units. Like there's really no real incentive, in my opinion, to field low-end units because they just aren't cost-effective, really. For example, in Total War Warhammer, in Quick Play especially, there's plenty of reasons to run chaff units in Quick Match. Like obviously, it's not as and even in campaign, there's a lot of chaff units or low-end units. Oftentimes, your tier 1 units can remain relevant well into the late game, and I just don't feel that that's true in this game. Unfortunately, you basically, unless you for whatever reason you've been forced to you've been shoehorned into using some terrible units. There's no reason to field them. When I played as Space Marines, my armies would basically be straight Terminators. When I played as... oh boy. All these reinforcements they're getting are ridiculous. I don't really see how I'm going to be able to push in. I don't think I will be able to push in. I'm going to have to back off. Run like heck. I don't know if their reinforcements are ever going to stop. Definitely a little worried I'm just never going to see an end to all these Space Marine reinforcements that are kind of flooding the field right now. I can't throw... Can these guys lob anything? These guys don't have a grenade. These guys do have a grenade, so I'm going to move them to there, and then up to here, but their grenade isn't ready. It's still going to take a turn. I definitely need to deal with these long fangs. Missiles. Oh, I didn't realize that... well, at least that's gone. Hopefully they... There we go. Okay, that's a slight win. Some of these units are getting actually fairly close to leveling up. Unfortunately, this unit is very badly beaten. I'm going to take... that was a big mistake. I'm taking some major... The rear fire in this game is So penalizing. My sluggers are pushing forward, and hopefully I'll get them into position to help. Fortunately, those guys, that guy's. At least that's doing a little bit, and now I'll be able to back off and set reaction arc, and hopefully not get annihilated next turn. There's just so many units coming on board. Obviously this is the highest difficulty setting, but the amount of units they're getting, just look at how much stuff is coming here. Flanking from over there, and it seems that there's units over here. A land speeder, oh boy. And actually that's a really pretty major problem for me, because well, okay, so he's firing into my flank, which is not the end of the world, because land speeder's armor piercing, so I think it's pretty pitiful. But this is actually really annoying to try to play around, because there's just so many reinforcement-sing units coming in, and I'm just struggling to deal with them all. Well, at least they're broken, which is a good thing. I can't repair this guy, which is a bit of a problem. These Wolfguard Termies need to go very, very badly, the Flamers, because they're a huge threat to me. And now I can either do Ballistic Protection or Ability, so Tasty Squig. Decisions. Yeah, I think the self-heal's the way we're going to go here. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw a weird bomb out over here to hopefully zone those guys away. These guys are completely broken, so I can try to just fire on them and go for those juicy rear shots. I'm going to try to hopefully break these Wolfguard Termies. If I can get enough hits on them, it doesn't look like it. And these guys, oh, they actually have fungus grenades, which I can push up to here, and then lob a fungus bomb at these Terminators, which will hopefully keep them broken. It'll do a little bit of damage too. So, I do have a Doc who can do a little bit. I suppose I can push him up to support. I guess that's all I can do here in turn. Even more units, because the Space Marines were not getting enough units to begin with. Oh, God. And this is going to actually force these guys to retreat. They'll be forced to retreat again. Oh, no, they won't. Because these guys just came onto the field, I suppose. I admittedly didn't see all these reinforcements. This is just a ridiculous amount of reinforcements. I don't know if they ever... Oh, and this is really not good. Because there's no... I don't think vehicles can disengage. Land speeders are very dangerous. But fortunately, I do have my medic here, so I'll be able to heal those boys. Oh boy. I fear I have overextended here. Oh boy, okay. Gonna heal those guys up. Pulp this land speeder, hopefully, and it's gonna fire back. The land speeders do ridiculous amounts of hurt, but we brought it down, which is great. Unfortunately, I don't know why I moved up. That was a big mistake. Oh boy. Gonna use my choppers here. Perfect. Okay, that's at least something done. Take some pistol fire here. Unfortunately, you can see the Pain Boy's definitely taking some nasty hurt there. I'm going to try to hit these guys with a Snaz gun. Unfortunately, these guys have no melee ability, so all I can do is kind of hope for some lucky hits at point blank. Unfortunately, these guys are getting some counterattacks in. And it looks like I can't actually fight these guys in spite of everything. That is rather frustrating, so I'm going to have to shoot. It looks like I'm pretty sure vehicles used to be able to shoot. Pretty sure vehicles used to be able to shoot at point blank units, and now I guess they, though it was with a huge penalty to accuracy. And I suppose they can't. So anywho, that's going to be end turn there, and we can hope for some better results. These guys are hurting my Bane Boy, but that's not the end of the world. Now they're trying to fight the knobs, which is perfect. Because honestly, if they were killing my flash kits, that would be a much bigger problem. And now the Killacan here isn't going to get any. Actually, they whiffed both of their shots there, so it did get a counterattack. These flamers are going to. I don't know if they're going to shoot, but the flamethrowers don't do much to vehicles in this game. That's one of the few things that is nice. Fortunately, these guys are getting absolutely mauled by the flanking fire. I'm gonna have to try to evacuate him if I can. Fortunately, this zoning tool, this weird bomb, is just a saving grace right now. Those annoying melee units are kind of backing out now, which is good. Okay. So this guy can do. He can miss. That's mildly pitiful, given that this is a huge hulking war machine. Well, what can you do? This unit has lost its zone of control, which means I can now move up and open fire on this other Swiftclaw squadron. This guy doesn't really stand a chance against the Killacan. It should win in the long run. Over here, this guy should be able to do something, I'd hope. Apparently not that well. Okay, there we go. That's a slight win. So many troublemakers. Gonna beat up these Skyclaws with some fire to the rear. And then try to melt out. The melta guns are definitely something I don't want to be dealing with. There we go, look at that. Awesome. Fortunately these guys aren't, oh, they're panicked, that's why they're not allowed to do anything. I'm gonna fire this drop pod. Can I actually shoot? Nah, I really can't, so my chances of hitting are practically nil. Fortunately, I haven't been able to kill these annoying blood claws. They finally have no zone of control, which means I can back off and mow them down. Once you get to a respectable range away from your enemy, that you can, that's when you can really start doing some hurt. That's when you finally get a decent chance to hit going. I'll get into these Grey Hunters with bolters and just mow them down with flanking fire. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually film. I'm going to turn this way because I'm more worried about the Wolf Guard than I am about the Grey Hunters. Which leaves me on a... Basically, at this point, yeah. We haven't lost any units, which is a big win. I'm not entirely sure if I'll be able to keep up and sustain that, but so far, so good, you know. I'll throw a fungus stick bomb, hopefully wipe that guy out. Though actually, I don't think fungus stick. Yeah, they don't count as. They don't count towards. This is ridiculous. These guys are getting reinforcements behind my front line. So I think what I should have done here, and I definitely made a big mistake. Oh boy, that's actually really bad because now he's gonna get able to get on top of this unit, and I'm not gonna be able to defend it. How did he? Whatever. It's fine. So. Oh boy. Okay. At this range, these guys can't do much, and I'll be able to pick them apart with Battle Wagon next turn. But, I definitely need to check out what the exact... Maybe not specific, what the exact kind of characteristics are on Nightmare difficulty. As I'm not entirely sure if the enemy just keeps getting reinforcements. If they do, then what I've been doing here is just stupid. I should definitely be just camping on the once I've got the required objectives. This is the final turn, which is a bit of a problem. These guys won't be able to... goodness. So what I need to do is I need to shoot these guys off the objective. Because if I don't, I'm completely doomed here. There we go. Perfect. Alright. What can I get? I can get... make it faster, or get finder. Oh, that actually seems... we'll go for speed. We got a need for speed here. Now, I can push up to there, take control of the objective, move to over here, and power claw the drop pod, which is doing nothing, apparently, or practically nothing. Okay, there we go. You finished it off. That is a small win. It does get the guy a little bit of XP. Gonna mow down these blood claws who are a pain in the rear. Hopefully my other wagon sticks around. So it looks like basically if I play on max difficulty, the enemy just keeps getting reinforcements, and unless I'm able to bludgeon those reinforcements into submission, essentially, then I'm just doomed. Let's see, pick choice. We'll pick that, and slug knobs are really messed up right now. I'm not entirely sure. I don't actually think my opponent can actually, or the AI can actually do anything at this point. They're kind of, I think they're kind of in a position where they can't actually capture anything. Let's see. Always score crits. That sounds pretty good. And we're gonna end turn there and hope for the best. If my opponent gets a sudden bunch of jetpack infantry, I am in deep trouble. But it looks like he does not, and that means I'm gonna be able to win. So definitely a bit of, I would say, misplay there on my part. I'm not entirely sure how. I don't know if the AI just keeps getting reinforcements on very high difficulties, and if it does, that definitely makes things rather rough. Flash gets all these units got upgraded, which is awesome. Total, yeah, I did a lot better than the AI did, that's for sure. So hold the line, defend, which is a huge mission. Large assault. Sorry about that, guys. I did accidentally hit the recording key there. I think we're gonna. But that said, I think I'm gonna call it a. I think we're gonna call it an episode here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see. I'm gonna start subdividing things. I'll simply do episodes by do one game per episode. I think that's probably the best way to do this Let's Play. It still shouldn't be. It should still be a fairly controlled number of episodes, and that way I can keep things kind of more controlled and make sure I'm not really running over the over too long with mission length, because some of these missions are really rather long. I suspect the huge and large. Even the medium is generally, it can be a little long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here, and hopefully I'll get the next video up fairly shortly. And I'll just probably publish more episodes more often, rather than just making single big episodes every now and then. So yeah, I do hope you guys enjoyed this bit of playthrough. We'll definitely be continuing next time. We'll see which one we do. There's two defense missions here and an assault, so we'll see which one we do next time around. And yeah, we'll kind of be grinding through this work campaign together. If you have any comments, criticism, any suggestions, as usual, because I've said this before. I'm not particularly great at this game. I appreciate any advice. If anyone has a clue how if the very hard reinforcements they just come continuously on the Grim Darkness difficulty, it would be great to know. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah. I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope you found this entertaining, and I'll see you on the next episode. Wyvern out.